Good afternoon, people from YouTube. My name is Daniel Carreras and from Caesoose Studios, and this is Game Dev Tycoon. I'm going to start a new game here for you today so I can show you from scratch how this game works out. Give me 2 seconds to exit out. There you go. And I won't play through the tutorials, as I'll explain as I'm going along what the pros and cons of this game is. So let's skip the tutorial. So it welcomes you into the game by telling you that over the next 35 years you're going to be working on creating games and maybe even hardware one day to build up your company and become rich and famous within the games industry. Before you start your adventure, you have to give your company a name. So let's call it the same people who made the game, Green Heart Games. Fair play to them. And damn. You have some variety in what you can choose in terms of how you look. I'll be a ginger bloke. Why not? And let's start with a game. I am going to start with unlocking hints. Once you've already completed the game already, all the research you've already done throughout the game you can use again for the second game. It gives you an advantage, and it means that you can basically get on with the game a lot faster and try and make millions a lot faster. So in order to start a new project, you need to click anywhere on the screen and press develop new game. From here you can call your game whatever you want. For now we'll just leave it at game number 1. Or in fact, let's show you one of the little Easter eggs. Pong, for example. Let's pick a topic. See, so these are the categories you can choose from at the start before you start researching throughout all of it. Each category will eventually start to have these little symbols underneath. The little symbols underneath represent what type of age range you should be aiming for with each topic. So sport works for everyone very well, but for a mature it might be a minus number. I haven't tested it yet, so I'm not 100% sure myself. Let's go for a cyberpunk game with, let's throw it out there, an RPG cyberpunk, which from my research in the past we can already tell is a great combo. And all the development I've ever done has been on PC, so I already know that RPG is a good selection for our PC. The PC's quite a game buster. It's throughout the entire game and everyone always has it, and it always has a nice market share. I'll stick with 2D graphics. From here, this is where you select your graphics and you see the cost of your project in the top right corner. So when you start development, your little bloke starts thinking up technology and design, and as the development of this program goes on and on, you'll get more points into these. Generally, games with better points equal better, and therefore they get better reviews from reviewers. And even from there, that usually results in more sales. So here you can see I've already done a cyberpunk / RPG type game before, and we know from past experience the engine doesn't matter too much, so I can invest less time in the engine. The gameplay matters a little, and the story / quests matter a lot, so I can allocate the amount of time I want to spend on this project. If I press OK, then my bloke will start. Eventually, he'll start working on it. Every month you have monthly costs coming out, so I had $8,000 just then come out of my account. This is the longest my bloke's ever taken to think up a project. And again, you get to a second development stage where you can then give each part of the game as much or as little focus as you would like. So artificial intelligence isn't very popular in this type of genre of game. Whenever you choose a new type of genre of game, it won't have these underneath, which means that you do have to experiment and figure out what games require what. So whilst we're also going along here, you start developing bugs in your software, which once the main chunk of game has been completed, you can then start developing and get rid of the bugs and then release it after the bugs have gone if you want. If you want, you can also just release it with the bugs, but that does tend to get you reviews which aren't as forgiving. World design, sound down, and away we go. You also develop research points, and these research points can be... Oh, sorry, there's the little Easter egg in the background for calling my game Pong. So research points go towards researching and expanding your character. Your character can become more intelligent, can do different things by using research points. You can also research new topics. New topics means that you can take on different types of games and hopefully expand your audience. At the end of a game being made, you gain experience for each the topic and the combos. So right here you can see that I'm still a beginner with quite a few things, including my character himself. He's quite a beginner. So if I now press release game, we shall see in a minute, the game reviews come out for your game. And they usually grade it on a scale of 1 to 10. I believe there is a achievement for getting a reviewer to score you 11, but I've never been good enough to quite get that score. So depending on the quality of your game, you will start to see these numbers go up. I did find towards the end game there were quite a few times when I picked the wrong genre match for a topic, and so it meant that I would only get 2 or 3 scores. You do have to try and follow history as close as possible. So an action military shooter would be perfect match, like Call of Duty, but if you said a turn-based Superman game, it generally doesn't turn out very well. So if we close that, then the money should start... Oh, no, sorry, I forgot about this. You do get news every now and then as well, and you do have random events happen every now and then. So at the moment this is just saying that I'm a new developer and I'm about to come onto the market. So, and here comes my sales numbers. The first week is usually always the highest, and then it's a general slope decline from then on. Pong was so successful that I've now gained 38 fans, and you'll continue to gain fans throughout the lifetime of your developer. So from here, what we can do is a number of things. We can research if we want, using those research points I said about earlier. We can check out my game history, which at the moment is just Pong. We can also generate a game report for Pong. Now by doing this, it takes a bit of time from one developer, but it means that you get to know your market a lot better. And by knowing your market a lot better, you know the pros and cons of a genre or topic. So there you go, I've reached a new sales record that Pong has achieved 10,000 sales, which is fantastic. Means that my cash inflow has gone straight up to 86,000, which is fantastic. And so my bloke for some reason is scratching his head, he should finish by now. There you go. So we've got the following results from generating a game report, which is engine seems to be not important for this type of game, which we guessed anyway, and that's why we didn't invest much time into the game engine. So from here, I'll pick a research just to show you what it is. So if I want, I can make my own custom game engine, which can improve graphics and you can use all the things you've researched so far into this game engine, making sure you're ahead of the market. Or you can choose a new topic. If I choose a new topic, you can see a list of the topics I can then research. We'll go with medieval and then start our research. So now in the future, when I develop a new game, I can use the topic of medieval. Medieval generally tends to go pretty well with strategy games. So this is just saying that the G64 is actually outselling the PC at the moment, which means that it will have a higher market share. The thing is, I've never developed for the G64 because it does die eventually, whereas the PC stays throughout the majority of the game. If you research and invest your time into a PC, you'd have to worry about it in the later game. So there you go, I've researched a new topic, and Pong has just come off the market as well as I finished researching. So in total it sold 13,000 units, which got me $96,000 worth of sales. I've successfully researched medieval. So from here you just go into an endless cycle of making new games with maybe new genres, an action medieval game. And I'm going to do it for the PC again, just because, like I said before, I do like the PC. So for medieval / action, as you can see, engine is very important. Gameplay, not as important, but pretty important. And story quest doesn't mean a thing. It would for an adventure game, but for an action game, no, you're not looking for story and quests. You're looking for good gameplay. Same here. Let's do this. So as you get bigger as a company, you do move into bigger workplaces, and in these bigger workplaces do allow you to employ more people. By employing more people, you then can create bigger games, you can get more points invested into each part, and so the rest of the game goes on like that. So this is just saying that the Ninvento, sorry, are just about to release a console very soon. And it will deliver home gaming. Now, in the later game, it probably is best to develop for home consoles, because they do have a big market share and it will get you more sales. But at the same time, the PC is always there for you. It's always a nice backup. There you go, I got a new record and a new topic that I've never used before, so I get more experience. Let's release the game and see how it does. And generate a game report. It's best to generate a game report all the time for every game you make, just to know what's the pros and cons of that game type. So let's see how this done. Not bad. Good combo then. Right then, so Game Dev Tycoon in general is overall a very good game. I got about 7 hours of gameplay out of it just for one game playthrough, and the difficulty curve was spot on. At the start, I did find myself almost becoming bankrupt every year, and thankfully the game does allow you to take out a bank loan, which then can allow you to pay off that bank loan within a year. For right now, though, I seem to be doing fantastic. I did find in the end game you start generating too much money, especially when you're just about to finish the game after your 35 years as a career. When I got to this point, I'd already created the most powerful console on the market and had over 450 million in the bank. I still hadn't made a game which got an 11 from a reviewer, but it was perfect for what I needed. I was at the end game, so I do need to play this game again from scratch. So overall, I think if anyone likes simulation games similar to this, just by all means give it a go.